Hello, welcome to our next video on division with integers, part 2. In this video, what we're going to be focused on is the sign of the answer and a multiple of 10 strategy that can be used to simplify long division. I want to draw your attention to the chart in the upper right. Just like with multiplication, division rules are the same for the sign of your answer. If the two integers you're dividing have the same sign, then the answer will be positive. If the two integers that you're dividing have different signs, then the answer will be negative. Let's try an example. Number 1 is 1,862 divided by 38. Well, an absence of a sign means that both of those integers are positive. A positive divided by a positive is a positive. Next, I want to show you a strategy for simplifying long division. It's a process, so the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. It starts with looking at the divisor. 38 is 2 away from 40, a multiple of 10. I'm going to write that plus 2 here and box it in. This is called the multiplier. We're going to use this later in the problem. What this enables us to do is that we can rewrite our problem to be 1,862 divided by 4. And that 4 comes from the 40, 38 plus 2. We start by dividing normally. But first, I like to draw a line in right here. And this indicates the answer from the remainder. When we divide normally until we reach that line. And after that line, we have to switch back to the 38. So that line helps me remember. So let's start normally. 4 goes into 18 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. 18 minus 16 is 2. And I write the 26. This is where the multiplier comes in. I currently have 26. But I can't use 26. I have to add something to it first. I take my answer from the previous problem, 4, and I multiply by the multiplier, 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 26 plus 8 is 34. 34 is the number I'll use. 34 divided by 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 34 minus 32 is 2. And I'm left with 22. Now notice we've crossed over. We're gonna follow the same process, but we've crossed over past our remainder line, which means we can't divide by 4 this time. We're going to divide by 38. So let's take a look. So we're starting with 22, and it's going to be the same process. We're going to add our previous answer of 8 times our multiplier of 2. 22 plus 8 times 2 is 16. Is 38. On this last example, if you get 0 or a multiple of your divisor, then you know you have no remainder and the division problem goes in evenly. So our example here is we have 38. Well, I can't use the 4. We're going to switch back to the 38. 38 divided by 38 is 1. And I like to write the 1 just like that. So all this means is that when I write my answer, I'm going to add 1 to the ones column. 49. We determined the answer was already positive. Therefore, positive 49 is my answer. Let's try another one. Negative 3,162 divided by 62. Well, I know a negative divided by a positive is a negative. And I know that 62 minus 2 is 60. So I'm going to make negative 2 my multiplier. That enables me to rewrite the problem as 3,162 divided by 6. 6 into 31 goes 5 times. 6 into 31 goes 5 times. 31 minus 30 is 1. I can't use 16 because I first have to add my previous answer, 5, times the multiplier. This is going to be 16 minus 10. Because 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. 16 and negative 10. 16 minus 10 is 6. This is the number I use. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6, no remainder. So I'm left with 2. Now remember, we crossed the remainder line here. That means we have to switch back to 62. So I have 2, and I need to add my previous answer, 1, times my multiplier of negative 2. Well, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. This is going to be equal to 2 minus 2, which is 0. So in the last problem, I said whenever we get 0 or a multiple of your divisor, you're in good shape. So 0 indicates there's no remainder at all, and 51 is my answer. Let's try another one. In this example, I have negative 7,820 divided by 92. We learned in the last video that when this negative is in front of the whole operation, we can assume that our answer is going to be negative. Again, 92 minus 2 is 90, so I can write minus 2 as my multiplier. And I can rewrite this problem to be 7,820 divided by 9. 9 goes into 78 8 times. 78 minus 72 is 6. We can't use 62, but we can add our previous answer of 8 times negative 2. So we have 62 minus 16. 62 minus 16 is 46. So 62 minus 10 is 52. 52 minus 6 is going to be 46. This becomes our number. 46 into 9 goes 5 times. 5 times 9 is 45. 46 minus 45 is 1. I just want to point out we've crossed the remainder line. So I have to switch back to 92. I have 10. I'm going to add my previous answer times my multiplier. This is going to equal 5 times negative 2. That's negative 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. We like to see 0. 0 or a multiple of your divisor. So in this case, there is no remainder. So 85 is the answer. And we've already determined that it was negative 85. Let's try another one. In this example, I have negative 5,504 divided by negative 86. Well, negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive. '86 is 4 away from 90. So I'm going to use plus 4 as my multiplier. I can rewrite this problem as 5,504 divided by 9. 9 into 55 goes 6 times. 6 times 9 is 54 with the remainder of 1. I have 10. I'm going to add 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 10 plus 24 is 34. 34 into 9 goes 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. 34 minus 27 is 7. I'm going to add the 7 to my last number. Keep in mind that we've crossed over to we've crossed the remainder line, so I have to switch back to 86. And I have 74. Plus my previous answer of 3 times my multiplier of 4 equals 74 plus 12. This is going to be 86. There's 2 indications that the answer comes out evenly: 0 or a multiple of your divisor. Our divisor happens to be 86. How many times does 86 go into 86? That's 1 time. I like to put the 1 over the ones place. This indicates that when I write my answer, I'm going to increase the value of the ones place by 1. So instead of 63, my answer is going to be 64. We've already indicated that it's positive. Let's try another one. (544) divided by negative 16. Well, I know that a positive divided by a negative is a negative, so we know our answer is going to be negative. I know that 16 is 4 away from 20. So I can rewrite my problem to be 544 divided by 2. 5 goes into 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. And I'm left with 14. Using my multiplier, I have 14 plus my previous answer times my multiplier. 14 plus 8 equals 22. 2 goes into 22 11 times. So whenever you have a value greater than 9, this is how you have to write it. I write my 1 from my 11, and then I add 1 to the place value to the left. So I'm going to just indicate it like that. Two times 11 is 22. 22 minus 22, there is no remainder. We're crossing over to the remainder line. And now I am left with 4. Plus my previous answer of 11 times my multiplier of 4 is going to be 4 plus 44, which is 48. Well, I've crossed the remainder line. I have to go back to 16, right? How many times does 16 go into 48? Well, if we think about it, 6 times 3 is 18, and 48 ends in an 8. So there's a pretty good chance that it's going to be 3. So we do it. 16 times 3. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 6 is 18. 30 plus 18 is 48. It's going to be a remainder of 3, or 3 added to the ones place. So now when I write my final answer, I have 2 plus 1, which is 3, and 1 plus 3, which is 4. And negative 34 is my answer. We have one more example in this problem. Let's take a look. It's negative 29,944 divided by negative 76. I know a negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive. I know that my multiplier is going to be 76 plus 4. This is going to enable us to rewrite the problem to be 29,944 divided by 8. We start off as 8 into 29 is going to be 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 29 minus 24 is 5. We can't use 59, but we can use it to find our next number. 59 plus my previous answer of 3 times a multiplier of 4 equals 59 plus 12. 59 plus 12 is 71. 59 plus 10 is 69. 69 plus 2 is 71. 71 goes into 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. 71 minus 64 is going to be 7, right? 64 plus 6 is 70 plus 1. So we have 74 plus my previous answer of 8 times my multiplier of 4 equals 74 plus 32. 74 plus 32, well, 7 plus 3 is 10. 4 plus 2 is 6, so that's going to be 106. $106 divided by 8 is going to be, well, 8 goes into 10 one time. 8 goes into 26 3 times. So my answer is going to be 13. Keep in mind from the previous problem that when we write the 13, we write the 3, and then the 1 gets added to the place value to the left. 8 times 13 is going to be 104. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 3 is 24. 80 plus 24 is 104. 106 minus 104 is going to be 2. We've crossed the line of the remainder line, so we have to switch back to 76. So we have 24 plus 13 times 4. Well, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 3 is 12. So this is going to be 24 plus 52, which is going to equal 76. We switch back to the 76 because we crossed over past that remainder line. 76 divided by 76 is 1. I add 1 to the ones place. And now when I write my answer, it's going to be 390 4. I know a lot of people struggle with long division, and perhaps this strategy will help you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your math teacher or send us an email. Thanks.